We are watching a series of videos on data visualization using Tableau. In this video, we are going to use something called circle views. There are two base charts on circle views. One is a circle view, the other is a side-by-side circle view. Circle view charts are a kind of modified bar chart with certain additional features that can be used in the circle view. When we created a bar chart or a column chart, we saw that in a bar or a column chart, we can depict two measures. One in the form of the height or the length of the bar, the other in the form of the color of the bar. Alternatively, if we want to accommodate two dimensions, then we have to sacrifice one of the measures, let's say color, profit, and use the color which was indicating profit to indicate one of the new dimensions that has come up. So we saw how we can create a stacked bar chart using for subcategory and segment and depicting sales. So either way, we can use only three attributes, either one dimension, two measures, or two dimensions, one measure in a bar chart. In a column chart, there is a fourth attribute that can be used. In a circle view, a fourth attribute can be used. This is because instead of depicting any measure like sales by a column, we are depicting it by a circle where the height of the circle will depict the sales. Now, because the circle, we have another attribute to play around, play with, which is the area of the circle. So we can actually make a chart which will accommodate two dimensions and two measures with the circle view chart. So let us do that and see how this can be done. So let us take two dimensions. In our case, the two dimensions can be, let's say, subcategory, one of our popular dimensions, and the other one can be segment, which we'll bring up later. And our two measures can be our popular sales and profit, which I'm going to bring up later. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to use the circle view for this. Now, what you see over here is that the subcategory is, this is converted to a circle chart where the subcategory is used as a color. Now, that's not what we want. We want the subcategory to be shown the way it was shown before, like this. So now we have the subcategories appearing in the x-axis. The height of this, the location of the circle indicates the sales. So previously this was the height of the bar, but now it is the location of the circle. At this point of time, you may feel that the bar chart is much better because it's visually, I can see how tall the bar is and indicate, and from that get an idea about the sales. But the idea of the circle view is to be able to accommodate more number of dimensions and measures. So we have one dimension and one measure accommodated over here as of now. What we said that we are going to also have segment represented like we did in case of a stacked bar chart. So that will be our second dimension. Where do I bring segment over here? Just like in case of stacked bar chart, we brought segment into color. Here also we are going to do the same. And what we see is that each of these set of circles, it has three different circles of three different colors. The height of each is depicting how much sale is happening for this particular subcategory through each of these segments. We leave the legend as is because we need the legend, otherwise we'll not know which color belongs to which segment. However, we are going to make this entire view so that we have a better view of it. Now we have the fourth attribute, which is a measure. So we said that we are going to accommodate two dimensions and two measures in the circle view. So the fourth attribute will be another measure, and this, let's say, will be the profit. And let us say we indicate the profit by the size of the circle. The size of the circle is indicating the profit. Now, in order to make this little more explicit, first of all, let me take away this legend. I know the bigger the size, more is the profit. Let me make the sizes a little bigger so that it is clear. And let us make this shape a filled shape like this. Now the shape is filled. I can make the size a little bigger than this. So now what we see that the height of each of these circles depicts the sales. The color depicts the segment through which the sales will happen for each subcategory, and the size of the circle determines the profit. So I'm able to accommodate two dimensions and two measures in the same chart using this circle feature. As usual, we should do the housekeeping. Say sales and profit by segment, by subcategory and segment. Yeah. So we're done with this chart. Let us now see the side-by-side circles. Side-by-side circles we use very similar to what we saw over here. This is equivalent to the clustered bar chart. So this one was equivalent to a stacked bar chart or similar to a stacked bar chart, except the fact that we could add one more measure. Similarly, circle view is similar to a clustered bar chart where we can add one more measure to it. Okay. So here in the side-by-side view, let us take sales and profit. This time let me take category. Let's take sales. Take us side by side. We'll take the profit below sales. So for each of the subcategory, the circle is indicating the the height of the circle is indicating the sales and the profit, whereas the size of the circle is now available for depicting one more measure. So here what we have done, we have one segment, which is the category, and we can accommodate three measures. Height is indicating the sales and the profit. Okay. And now the size of the bubble can indicate one more measure. What can that measure be? Let's look at quantity. We can put quantity in the size. Now, size of the bubble will indicate the units sold. We can again change the shape to fill color. And now we can see that furniture, actually, the number of units sold is much less compared to office supplies. This is understandable because office supplies are small products. Furnitures are big products. So each per unit price of a furniture product will be much higher than the office supply. So even though the value of sale is same, the number of units sold in case of office supplies is much more. Interesting thing is about technology. Again, technology products are small products, but each of them have a much higher value. So the number of quantities that are sold are much less, but each one of them is having a very high value. So the total value of sales is higher. The height indicates the profit. So we can see that even though the sale of furniture and office supplies is almost the same, the profit of furniture is much less than the profit of office. And I can make this entire view. I don't need the regions in this particular case. Let me do the housekeeping of meaning sales, profit, and quantity by category, side by side circle. Sales, quantity, category, side. Okay. Remember to save the file after your work is over.